In the previous life, everyone said Anna had a stroke of luck when she married a soldier and enjoyed the privileges. However, her inner struggles went unnoticed. She spent her life conforming to societal expectations and sacrificing for the reputation of her husband, Logan, with unfortunate consequences for her children and husband's career. Only after her death did she realize the poker-faced man had never been afraid of gossips and always support her. Thankfully, she got a second chance at life and vowed to live on her own terms, fearlessly defending her son and asserting herself, bullying her son, taking her seat, robbing the living resources. No way. Chapter 1 become famous in one battle. In July 1972, it was the hottest time of summer. Even if you were on a small island by the sea, you couldn't avoid the heat, and even people's moods became irritable. You are a bastard who has a mother but not a mother. Look at how you beat our big treasure. Do you believe that I can beat you to death today? You have a mother, not a mother. A stubborn young voice retorted immediately. You little brat, you still dare to talk back. Don't think that because your father is the leader, I'm afraid of you. I'm going to teach you a lesson today. You should know that people's children are not easy to bully. A fat woman with a fleshy face yelled at the child. There were people watching the fun all around, and the two children were pushed and squeezed together by her, just like two little chickens. They were extremely pitiful. Even so, there was no trace of fear on the little boy's face, and he still stubbornly talked back to her. He hit me first. If he hadn't hit me first, I wouldn't be able to beat him. Bah, you're fucking justified in beating someone. Anna, get out of here. After scolding the little boy, the woman raised her neck and shouted into the house. When the woman called Anna, the smaller boy leaned closer to the older boy and glanced at the older boy with a worried look. When the originally stubborn little boy heard this, a trace of despair flashed in his eyes, and the stubbornness on his face loosened a little. Anna in the house heard the noise outside as soon as she woke up, and it took her a while to react. At this time, she looked outside with a pale face, but her hands kept shaking as if she had Parkinson's disease. She is back. She is back. God is so kind to her. She is back to the time when Emma was bullied in her previous life. In her previous life, for the sake of her man's reputation, she began to swallow her anger from the moment she married him. When her children fought with others, the first one she scolded was her children regardless of the circumstances. As a result, her children became more and more disappointed with her and became dissatisfied with her clothes, especially this time. In order to make her child admit his mistake, she did not hesitate to use her hands to make the child lose all face, and suffered great physical and mental harm, so that his temperament changed a lot later, and he became irritable when something happened. A lifetime of redeeming childhood. The second son was also deeply affected. His character became submissive and he didn't even have the courage to talk to others. Finally, he couldn't bear it anymore and walked straight into the sea and never came back. Thinking of this, Anna wanted to slap herself to death. She must not make the same mistake again in this life. Thinking of this, she didn't hesitate at all. Tara put on her shoes and ran out. At this time, Avier saw that Anna didn't come out and she suddenly became proud again. Bunny, if you kneel down and admit your mistake to our eldest daughter today, I will forgive you for your father's sake. Emma glared at her fiercely, suddenly spat on the ground and cursed. Bah, you want me to apologize? It's a dream. Avier didn't expect Emma's bones to be so hard, so she stretched out her hand and started to push him. Little bastard, I'm so shameless to you, right? Emma is only 7 years old this year. Although he is taller than his peers, he is no match for Avier. He was held in Avier's hand and rocked back and forth like a rag doll. Emma was pulled back and forth by Avier's clothes. He turned red with anger and struggled desperately. Seeing that he couldn't get away, he simply bit Avier's hand that was holding him. At this moment, a thin figure suddenly stood in front of Yemame, followed by a crisp sound. Everyone watching the excitement was stunned, and they all looked at this thin woman in disbelief. You must know that Anna is a famous coward on the island. He has never spoken loudly to anyone, let alone hit them. Ava covered her face and was stunned for a while. She quickly reacted and rushed towards Anna. You shameless bitch, how dare you hit me? Anna suppressed the fear in her heart and said loudly, I'm beating you this shameless thing. You have the shame to bully a small one. As he spoke, the two of them started fighting each other. Anna was still a little scared when he beat someone for the first time. But when the fight actually started, the fear in his heart disappeared, and all he could think about was killing this bitch. If it weren't for her, her family would not have been destroyed. The resentment in this life, coupled with the hatred in the previous life, Anna's small body actually gained the upper hand. Threw Ava to the ground, quickly got up and rode to Ava, started to slap her in the face. I want you to bully my child. Let you bully my children. Let you bully my children. The slaps became louder and louder. At this time, Anna was as if he was red-eyed. He only wanted to slap Ava. Ava's face swelled up quickly. In the end, the people around him couldn't stand it anymore and they forced Anna into the face. Pulled up. Anna was unable to fight with his 4 fists and was quickly pulled up. He stared at Ava, who was also being helped up, and said, If you dare to scold my child, I will go to your house and kill you. If I can't kill you today, I will go tomorrow. I will go every day. I don't think you can survive this day. Ava looked at Anna, who was like a murderer, trembling with fear, but still said forcefully, Wait with me. After saying that, she grabbed Oliver and ran away. Anna looked at their backs, his eyes deepened, and he shouted at the top of his lungs, Who will say in the future that my children were born or raised by their mothers? I will beat her every time I see her. After saying this, the faces of the people watching the fun all turned embarrassed. They all smiled coquettishly and then ran away, leaving only a few neighbors who were usually kinder. They looked at Anna and persuaded, Noah, please calm down and don't be like her. It's not like you don't know how generous she is. When Anna heard this, her strong aura disappeared instantly, followed by bursts of tears. Aunt, you didn't see just now that Emma was just a little older? And she was talking like this, holding his collar. What's wrong with her? She wants to hit my child at my house. Yes, I have a soft temper, but I can't just watch others beat my children. Lily was silenced for a moment by Anna's words, then nodded and said, Yes, you can't spank your child. Okay, you've called me back now. Calm down and let Emma come in and give you a drink of water. Listen to your voice. Only then did Anna calm down. He looked at his sisters-in-law and said to Lily, Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you. Chapter 2 is Penniless. Lily, as you said, I was late just now. Otherwise I wouldn't have let her touch Yemei. Get up and clean up quickly. They will be back soon. I have to go back and cook. As soon as these words were spoken, several sisters-in-law also followed suit and left, leaving the 3 of them alone in the yard. Emma and Oliver were standing not far away. You looked at me and I looked at you. No one expected that his mother could be so powerful. Emma looked at Anna, who was still crying, reached out and poked Oliver, and said, Go and see her. Oliver, why don't you go? Emma's face darkened and he said impatiently, Go if you are told. Oliver gave his brother a dissatisfied look and finally walked over obediently. Mother. Anna looked up at Oliver and saw worry on his little face. She couldn't help but pull him into her arms and started to cry. Only she knew what she was crying about. This feeling of being lost and found is something only she understands at this time. Emma stood nearby. After standing for a while, he saw that his mother was still crying. He couldn't help but stepped forward, tugged on his mother's sleeves and said, Stop crying, she hasn't hit me yet. Anna then turned to look at Emma and saw a trace of worry in his eyes. Then, he came back to his senses, stood up and raised his arms to wipe the tears from his face and responded calmly, Well, today you've done a good job, 16. If anyone bullies you in the future, hit him back. I'll support you if you need help. This was the first time in his life that he heard his mother say such words, and a trace of surprise flashed across his little face. Mom, You're not too feverish, are you? Last night, after taking a shower and blowing the wind, she started to have a fever. After sleeping. In her previous life, she forced herself to apologize to Xavier and fainted immediately after sending him away. The two children were beaten indiscriminately by her and ignored her when they saw her fainting. It was Logan who saw her lying on the ground when he came back from get off work. So he carried her to the health center, where she had lost water for several days. Only then did he recover. She didn't expect that this life would be worse than the previous one, and she would be burned to death directly. However, she was quite grateful for the fever this time, otherwise she wouldn't have come back. Anna said, "It's ready a long time ago. I'll make whatever you want to eat tonight." Emma saw that her mother's eyes were clear, and she was in good condition, so she didn't ask any questions. She just curled her lips and replied disdainfully, "We don't have chicken at home either." At this time, each family had a quota for raising chickens. She didn't raise chickens because she thought they were dirty, so her family didn't have any. "Anna, would you like egg custard?" "Oliver, didn't the milk take all the eggs?" "Anna, I haven't taken them all. There are only 2 left." When Emma and Oliver heard that there were 2 more, their eyes suddenly lit up and they said in unison, "Eat." Anna looked at the 2 quirky children and smiled fondly. "Okay, I'll do it now. You 2 wash your hands and write your homework." As soon as Emma and Oliver heard about the homework, their faces immediately dropped. The teacher didn't assign any homework, so there's no need to write it. At this time, the college entrance examination has not yet resumed, and no one is very interested in studying, let alone assigning homework. "If you don't have any homework, just take out the clothes and wash them," Anna said while tying up her hair. The fight with Xavier just now caused her hair to be messed up, her clothes torn a few big holes, and her face had a few scratches. She was in such a mess, but because Logan was coming back soon, she didn't bother to tidied her hair casually and hurried to cook. Seeing that Anna was too busy to care about them, the 2 children secretly glanced at each other and left the kitchen. "Emma, don't you think there's something wrong with my mother?" Oliver touched his head and replied carelessly, "No, it looks quite normal." After hearing this, Emma rolled his eyes at him with disgust and muttered, "It's all in vain if I talk to a pig like you. You go to the house to find some clothes, and I'll go out." "Oliver, what are you doing?" Emma said, "I'm going to find my friend to get cicadas. If I don't go, I'll be eaten by him." After saying that, he ran away. Oliver stood there and looked at his brother's back for 2 seconds before decisively walking towards the main room. Anna in the kitchen was very worried at this time. He rummaged through the cabinets and found 2 eggs, a pound of white flour, a small bag of millet, and a small handful of beans. Then I remembered that her mother-in-law had just come the day before yesterday and took away all the edible things in the house. She sighed helplessly. She was so cowardly in her previous life that anyone dared to step on her, but now was not the time to sigh. She gathered her mood and started cooking. Because he couldn't make egg custard with just 2 eggs, Anna simply beat the eggs into the white flour and baked 4 egg pancakes. Before pancakes, he boiled the millet porridge and could eat immediately after frying the vegetables. As soon as the pancakes were baked, Oliver was attracted by the smell. "Mom, what did you make? It's so fragrant." Anna said, "Egg pancakes. I saw there wasn't much food at home, so I beat the eggs into the dough and made pancakes. I bought the egg custard and will make it for you tomorrow." Children in this era just need to have something to eat, whether it's egg pancakes or egg custard. "Mom, I'm hungry." After hearing this, Anna took a moment to glance at him while cooking. Seeing him staring straight at the egg pancake, she knew he was greedy. "Have you washed your hands?" "Oliver, wash it," Anna said. "After washing, you take one and eat it first." When Oliver heard this, he immediately went to get the cake happily. Who knew that the cake was freshly baked and very hot? So he threw the cake back with a hiss, touching his ears with both hands and jumping up and down. Anna looked at it for a while and was speechless. He put down the shovel and walked over and said, "You know, if I can't eat hot tofu in a hurry, Oliver, we don't have hot tofu at home. Anna, he reached out and tore off half a piece of cake and handed it to Oliver, saying, let's go out to eat. The kitchen is hot. Oliver happily took the cake handed over by his mother, took small bites and walked out. When Yememe came back after taking the cicada bottle, he saw Oliver sitting on the door frame, eating egg pancakes in small bites and squinting happily from time to time. Emma walked up quickly and asked, where did you get the egg pancake? Oliver raised his head, looked at him and replied with a smile, Mother made it. It tastes great. After hearing this, Emma immediately ran to the kitchen but looking back. Mom, I also want to eat egg pancakes. Anna had just finished cooking. He looked at Emma, who ran in and said, go and wash your hands first. Emma casually placed the bottle of cicadas on the stove and hurried out while saying, Mom, you are burning the cicadas. Anna first brought the fried beans into the house and then filled the millet porridge and brought it into the house. Then he went back. When Yememe came back after washing his hands, he said to him, eat this half of the pancake first. Now, I'll eat the rest during dinner. Chapter 3 Confrontation. Emma didn't object after hearing this. He took the pancake and took a big bite. When he saw him turning around and leaving, Anna quickly shouted, take the pancake to the room. After hearing this, Emma turned around, picked up the pancakes and left. The kitchen was too hot, and he was sweating after a while. Emma left, and Anna hurriedly lit a fire and started to fry the cicadas. The wings of the cicadas were pulled off by Yememe. All they had to do was wash them in water and fry them. In fact, burning them is more cost-effective. But the weather is too hot, and it would be too troublesome to burn them one by one, so it's better to do it this quickly. After a while, a bottle of cicadas was fried, and there was exactly one plate after it was served. When Anna came out of the kitchen with cicadas in his hands, the brothers just finished finishing the pancakes in their hands and followed him eagerly. Mom, when will dinner be served? Anna said, your father will serve dinner when he comes back. Emma and Oliver suddenly became disappointed after hearing this. They sat down on their chairs feebly and began to wait for Logan. Anna had just finished cooking and wanted to change clothes, but as soon as she walked to the bedroom door, she heard someone outside shouting, Sister-in-law Lin. Sister-in-law Lin. Anna frowned. In his previous life, the only people who called him sister-in-law Lin were comrades like Logan. Mother, MIA is calling you outside, Emma said while sucking his fingers and rushing in. Anna was stunned for a moment and strode out. As soon as he walked out, he saw MIA looking at him with sweating profusely and an anxious look on his face. What's wrong? Did something happen to Logan? Anna asked nervously. As soon as he saw MIA like this, MIA was in Logan's group. Usually Logan would ask MIA to come and notify him of anything. Seeing Anna's nervous face, MIA turned pale. He touched his head in embarrassment and replied honestly, Sister-in-law, our leader is fine. He asked me to call you. He seems to be quite anxious. This had never happened in his previous life, and Anna was not sure what Logan wanted to do with him. He hesitated and said, let's go then. After that he shouted to Emma and Oliver, I'll go out for a while, you two are at home. Be honest. After saying that, he followed MIA away. On the way to the regiment headquarters, Anna looked at MIA and asked, worriedly, you really don't know what's going on? MIA replied with an embarrassed look, Sister-in-law, I really don't know. Anna saw that MIA really couldn't ask anything, so he flattened his mouth and walked straight towards the regiment headquarters. When I arrived at the place, I saw MIA standing at the door and shouted, report. Hearing the voices inside, MIA followed and said, Sister-in-law Lin is here. After saying that, he moved aside to make room for Anna. Anna was a little nervous at first, but when she walked to Thai door, she suddenly calmed down. She had done nothing wrong and had nothing to fear, so she walked inside. As soon as they entered the room, they saw Logan standing on one side with her leader James and Avier with a pig-headed face sitting on the other side with a young woman. As soon as she saw her coming in, Avier shouted nervously, Boss, please make the decision for me. She is the one who beat me." After saying that, she stood up suddenly and ran towards James, making James stagger. He hurriedly supported Logan to stabilize himself and said to Avier with a smile, "Comrade, don't be anxious. Anna is here. Now, please talk carefully." Avier was immediately unhappy when she heard this. "Boss, what do you mean by this? You said you wanted to make the decision for me. Is it possible that you want to keep your word?" Just when James looked embarrassed, Logan suddenly shouted to Anna, "Anna, you have become more capable and learned to fight with others. Tell me, what's going on?" Anna was stunned when she heard Logan's words. After all, Logan had never yelled at her like this except with a black face in his previous life. Everyone present was stunned by Logan's roar. Only Sophia walked to Logan and softly comforted her. "Logan, don't be so angry and scare Anna again. Besides, it's just an apology. Just ask Anna to apologize to Avier later." As soon as Sophia said this, the anger on Logan's face really subsided and he said angrily, "She can fight and I can still scare her." Anna stood opposite the two, looking at the talented and beautiful two people, singing and singing. A surge of anger arose spontaneously. He raised his head and looked at Logan and cursed loudly. "Logan, you coward, you are still the leader. Bah, you might as well go work as a cook in the firehouse. Bah, even if you go to the Huatu room, they will look up to you if you just work. Like this, the Huatu room won't want you." Logan's face turned completely dark when he heard Anna's words. "Anna, don't go too far." If Anna dared to scold him here, he would have given up all his dignity a long time ago. Hearing Logan's words, his heart became even more angry. "I went too far, and you went too far. People even came to your house and scolded your wife and children. If you don't even dare to take a breath, you will bully your own family. What kind of man are you? I think you're a coward and you should die." Logan's face sank. "Who beat you and scolded you and your children?" Anna stretched out her hand and pointed to the side. "That's her. She dragged Emma all the way from the entrance of the village and cursed our family. She also beat Yemme, saying that Emma has a mother but not a mother. Look at my face and clothes. She did it. Originally, I thought I would just let it go. Now that she has found the unit leader, I don't want to be polite anymore. Political. Abigail, what do you think about this matter? Do it." After saying that, he pulled the stool aside and sat down there carelessly. Logan and James were both stunned when they saw this. After all, it was Anna who apologized to others before, but they had never seen her so powerful. Sophia on the side was also a little surprised. Seeing that everyone was silent, she couldn't help but stand up and said, "Anna, although it is said that Avier went to your house to find you first, she just wanted to talk to you about this matter. When it comes to two children, you can't hit them. This was originally a matter between the two children. It seems so bad to be messed with like this, and it has caused so much trouble to the army leaders. The most annoying thing in Anna's life was this Sophia. Because she and Logan grew up together, she always had fingers in her family's affairs. Originally, she thought Logan liked Sophia, but in the end she never saw Logan divorce her and marry her. In this case, she didn't need to be polite to her. Of course, she shouldn't be polite to someone who coveted her husband, so she just listened to her sneer. With a sound, she raised her head and looked at Sophia and asked rudely, "Who do you want me to apologize to? Are you the leader of the army or a member of Avier's family? Do you have any control over this matter?" Sophia works at the supply and marketing cooperative on the island. She came with her specially after hearing about Avier. When she heard Anna's rude words, she immediately blushed and looked at Logan and shouted with tears in her eyes, "Logan, I also have good intentions, so when I think of Anna." Chapter 4, Angry at White Lotus. Anna couldn't help but sneer after hearing this. "If you have anything to say, just tell me. It's not like I'm not here, so there's no need to complain to him." When Anna said this, Sophia couldn't stay any longer. She burst into tears and turned around and ran out. Logan looked at Anna helplessly and said, "You can just vent your anger on me. Why bother with Sophia?" Anna said, "TCH, If she doesn't look for trouble, I can fight her. He raised his eyes and said sarcastically, "What's the matter? You still feel distressed?" Logan's face turned completely dark when he saw Anna's generous attitude. "Anna!" Anna shouted louder than him. "Don't call me deaf." After speaking, he asked James, who was watching blankly, "Abigail, what do you think we should do about this?" James was stunned for a moment and quickly came to his senses. He glanced at Avier, who was standing aside crying with a confused look on his face. "Anna, look at this. Comrade's lover is not organized by us, and it's not easy for me to deal with." Anna, you mean just allow her to bully me, and we support her? If she bullies me, no one will support me, right? Is it possible that family members of military personnel can only be bullied? If you want to say that, forget it. Logan, you go home as a professional as soon as possible. Save me from having to suffer from you every day. As soon as Anna said this, James' expression became serious. He looked at Avier, who looked guilty, and said, "Comrade, since you brought the matter to the team, we have to deal with it. But we will deal with it unilaterally. It's not fair to you either. Wait here for a while. I'll send someone to call your lover and the mayor of your village. Let's explain this matter clearly." Avier is the kind of person who keeps things under control. When she heard that her family and the village chief were to be called, she immediately panicked. "Zhao, political Abigail, please go to." "There's no need to go to the village chief. I'll go back first," she said. After that, he ran away without looking back. Anna looked at Avier, who was running away, and curled her lips in disdain. She stood up and said to the two of them, "Is there anything else wrong with you two? I'll go back if it's okay." James looked at Anna's fierce temperament and was so frightened that he quickly shook his head. It's okay. You can go back." Anna glanced at Logan lightly, turned around and walked out. When Logan saw her leaving, he wanted to follow her. Unexpectedly, as soon as he moved, political Abigail grabbed his arm and asked with a surprised look on his face, "Is this your wife who can't be beaten with 3 sticks?" Logan frowned. Who else could it be if she wasn't her? Political Abigail, why are you so powerful? Logan, can I say that I don't know either? Political Abigail, if you are stimulated, go and have a look quickly. After hearing this, Logan glanced at James' hand. Abigail. James smiled coquettishly and quickly let go of his arm. After the people left, James shook his head and muttered, "It seems that Logan's life will not be easy in the future." After Anna came out of the office, she walked out with her chest held high. Many soldiers around her would politely call her sister-in-law when they saw her. In the past, Anna would always be at a loss after hearing this, but this time, whenever someone called her sister-in-law, she would nod her head generously, making everyone look at her curiously, and she changed her team per. The incident spread throughout the island overnight, and everyone knew that the daughter-in-law of Captain Lin's family was now very powerful. Anna forced herself all the way out of the army and walked for a long time, until she reached a deserted place. Then she stopped, slowly squatted down, hugged her knees and started crying. It turns out that not being bullied is as simple as not being cowardly and reasonable. She has never been so happy in her life, and she is really happy today. Just when Anna was getting ready to get up, he heard a deep voice coming from the top of his head. "Aren't you not wronged? Why are you crying?" After Anna heard the sound, he raised his head and looked at the person who came, and saw Logan standing next to him, looking at him from a high position, holding a handkerchief in his hand, and handed it over. Anna snorted softly, reached out to grab the handkerchief and wiped her tears, and replied angrily, "Who said I haven't been wronged? I have been wronged a lot. I have been wronged since I married you." Logan looked at her messy hair, red nail marks on her face, and tattered clothes. After a long silence, he said, "I'm sorry." After hearing this, Anna paused while wiping her tears. She had suffered so many grievances in her previous life, and had never heard an apology from him. "Don't you think I have a bad temper and embarrass you?" At first, her mood changed so much that Logan was a little suspicious. When she chased her out and saw her hugging her legs and crying, All the suspicions disappeared in an instant. Liam once said that if you don't explode in silence, you will perish in silence. Seeing Anna like this, he must have been greatly stimulated today. As long as you are not bullied, I will never be afraid of embarrassment. Logan looked at Anna and said calmly. Anna was stunned for a moment after hearing Logan's words. She was also like this with Logan in her previous life. She knew right from wrong and never asked them to just be beaten without fighting back. She had also told her this matter tactfully many times, but she didn't think about it herself. Didn't stand up. Anna, then you yelled at me just now. Logan glanced at her helplessly and replied, according to your past temper, if I didn't yell at you, would you be able to tell the truth? Anna fell silent instantly when Logan said that. According to her previous temperament, as long as she was called to the team, she would rush to admit her mistake without waiting for everyone to speak, and would not tell what happened at all. Seeing that she didn't speak, Logan sighed softly and said, go home. He used to hope that Anna could be more powerful, but she didn't change, even after trying to persuade her several times, so he gradually stopped talking. Anna looked at Logan walking in front and subconsciously followed him as submissive as a little daughter-in-law, until they reached the entrance of the village. Sun Wan, who was wearing braids and a skirt, ran over and shouted to Logan in a sweet voice, Logan. Only then did Anna come back to his senses and strode forward. When he passed by Logan, he bumped into him on purpose and said angrily, give it to Logan, it's disgusting. After that he strode home. Sophia's face turned pale immediately after hearing this, and Logan's face was not much better. He hoped that Anna would be more powerful, but he did not expect her to be so powerful. Logan, what happened to Anna? Logan, I was a little irritated, so I apologized to you on her behalf. Sophia lowered her head and bit her lip, and replied softly, it's okay, she is also angry. Chapter 5 Shameless. Logan agreed after hearing this. Are you okay? I'll go back if it's okay. When Sophia saw that Logan was leaving, she immediately shouted anxiously, Logan, can I come to your house for a meal? Logan was stunned. What's wrong? Sophia, my mother came this morning. Logan knew what was going on as soon as he heard it. Sophia's mother was a bit patriarchal. Every time Sophia paid her wages, she would come and loot everything. Because they were from the same village and were neighbors, Logan couldn't resist but hesitated and replied, you also know that your sister-in-law is not a good cook. When Sophia heard this, she immediately replied, Logan, I don't have to choose, as long as you can eat it. When Logan saw that she had said this, he said helplessly, okay, let's go. Anna was washing his hands when he got home. When he sat the two walking back side by side, his face became darker. Emma and Oliver were also startled for a moment, lowered their heads and muttered, why is she here? I don't know what happened to Sophia's two children, but they just didn't like her. Maybe it was because she had scolded their father when he was away. Anna sneered when she saw Sophia and ignored her. She remembered that Sophia had been here in her previous life, but she had just been bullied and fainted. She had no time to cook, and Jacob had no time. I have no choice but to leave, Logan said. Sophia's family is out of food. Come and have a meal with us. Anna pretended not to hear and walked straight into the house. The two children immediately chased after him. Mom, let her eat at our house. Is this enough food for our family? Emma looked at Anna and asked worriedly, Anna, your father has brought people here. How can he drive them out? With Logan's temper, he would have refused if he didn't want to help. Being able to bring people here means that he has decided to treat people to dinner. After hearing this, a trace of disappointment flashed in Emma's eyes. After all, the egg pancakes were delicious, and he was a little reluctant to share them with others. Anna could tell at a glance what Emma was thinking, and said comfortingly, don't worry, you two will be left behind. Give her your father's share. Emma and Oliver's eyes suddenly lit up after hearing this. At this moment, Logan and Sophia also washed their hands and came in. Seeing the food on the table, Sophia shouted in surprise, Anna, you are like this, very well done. Logan told me just now that your cooking is not very good, so I was going to help. I didn't expect you to be so good. After hearing this, Anna glanced at Logan coldly and saw Logan touching his nose and saying to Sophia, "Why don't you tell me this? Hurry up and eat." Seeing Logan like that, Sophia smiled sheepishly and explained to Anna, "Anna, don't think too much about it. Logan never said anything bad about you to me." Anna snorted lightly and said while dividing the chopsticks between the two children, "It's okay. I don't care if you say bad things about me." Logan, seeing that Anna only had a pair of chopsticks in his hand, Logan hurriedly said to Sophia, "I didn't know you were coming. Your sister-in-law didn't prepare so many chopsticks. You go to the kitchen to get a pair." Sophia was stunned and could only reluctantly get up to get the chopsticks. Anna looked at the 4 bowls of porridge on the table and hurriedly shouted to Sophia, "There is porridge in the kitchen. You are filling a bowl." After hearing this, Sophia clenched her fists and strode towards the kitchen. When they disappeared at the door, Anna said to Logan in a strange tone, "I am a guest, how about this?" Logan said, "Sophia is not an outsider, she doesn't care about this." Anna, "Yes, not an outsider." Logan saw that Anna had been acting strangely since he met Sophia, and he said helplessly, "She and I have grown up together, so it's nothing." Anna knew that what Logan said was true, but he still replied angrily, "Yes, it's nothing. This is all we have at home, it's not enough." Logan, "I will give her my share later." Anna, "That was the original plan." After Sophia finished taking her chopsticks and sat down, she looked at the only 2 pancakes left and took one of the first. While eating, she sighed, "Anna, your craftsmanship is so good. This pancake is so delicious. You put eggs in it." Bar. After hearing this, Anna smiled perfunctorily at her and did not answer. Then, she continued, "Well, as soon as I ate this cake, I thought of Aunt Liar one. You said that my hometown is so miserable. And Aunt Lynn also, do you know if I can have egg pancakes?" There was a hint of sobs in his voice as he spoke. When Anna heard this, she curled her lips in disdain. She must have been frightened when she heard this in her previous life, but she had seen Mrs. Lynn's face a long time ago, so she didn't believe it. Anna took away the last egg pancake on the plate and said, "Aunt Lynn just took 15 eggs, 2 kilograms of pork, a basket of vegetables, and 10 kilograms of white noodles from my house the day before yesterday. I didn't know there's so many things, but she hasn't even eaten an egg pancake." After hearing the choked voice, Sophia paused and looked suddenly embarrassed. Logan looked at the empty plate, paused and said helplessly, "Okay, let's eat." Quickly, Sophia then calmed down and started eating honestly. Seeing Logan just drinking porridge, she couldn't help but said, "Logan, I'll give you half of the cake." She glanced at Anna as she said that. It seemed that she was blaming her for not leaving her share to Logan. Logan glanced at Sophia and replied coldly, "No, I'll just drink porridge." Sophia didn't know what her brain circuit was. She thought Logan was afraid that she wouldn't have enough to eat, so she sweetly replied, "Thank you, brother. Logan, you are so kind." After hearing this, Anna couldn't help but sneer, stood up, picked up the empty bowl and walked out. Emma and Oliver looked at it and quickly caught up. Putting the dishes and chopsticks into the basin, the 2 brothers looked at each other and tried to sneak away. They shouted angrily, "What are you 2 doing?" Emma said, "Catch the golden cicada." After saying that, he ran away. Games in this era are very healthy. Anna didn't stop him. He let them go and rolled up his sleeves to wash the clothes for the 2 children. When he got to the basin, he saw that the water in the basin was black. Anna frowned unconsciously and began to wash clothes resignedly. Who would have thought that just after rubbing it twice, Sophia also came out and walked straight towards her. "Anna, what's the matter with you? Why did you do this for dinner? You don't know that Logan is very well trained. Can't you feel full after ordering some food?" As soon as he heard Sophia's words, Anna knew that Logan had not come out. Sophia was the best at pretending. She was like a little white rabbit in front of Logan and a tigress in front of her. Anna stopped rubbing her clothes and looked up at Sophia. She saw her looking at him gloomily, with questions all over her face. Seeing this, she couldn't help laughing. Sophia, my family, all the food was taken away by your Aunt Lynn, and all that was left was cooked for dinner. Chapter 6 Deflated. And you, Logan, can't blame me for not having enough to eat, right? Sophia immediately understood what Anna meant, and her face turned red with anger. You mean I shouldn't come to your house for dinner? After hearing this, Anna continued to lower his head and wash the clothes. While washing, he replied, I only know that no one has enough food in this day and age. No educated person would go to other people's houses to eat at this time. Sophia, you. Just when Sophia was about to quarrel with Anna, Logan came out after cleaning up the dishes. He looked at Sophia and asked in surprise, Didn't you go back? Sophia, I have something to say to Anna. Anna followed up and said, Sophia doesn't think it's good to eat nothing at our house, so he told me that he wanted to help me wash my clothes. After hearing this, Sophia could only nod awkwardly. Yes, food is precious these days and I can't eat for free. I just happened to help my sway wash clothes. Logan nodded after hearing this and went straight to the kitchen without asking any questions. As soon as he left, Sophia asked angrily, Anna, what do you mean? Anna stood up and said, It's not interesting. You have to do laundry. Hurry up. Emma is still waiting to wear it tomorrow. Sophia, what are you doing? Anna beat her waist and replied calmly, I've been busy all afternoon and my waist hurts a little. I'm going to take a rest and wash those clothes cleanly. Both my children love to be clean and would not be happy with a little bit of oil. After that, he entered the house. It's great that these two skinny monkeys finally got rid of their clothes. Sophia glanced at the basin full of black water, and then at her white and clean hands. She wished she could bite Anna to death immediately, but since Logan was still there, she could only start washing the clothes with but complaint. It took more than an hour to wash the clothes before scrubbing them clean. During this period, Anna kindly went out to see her once. Seeing that she was almost finished washing, he kindly reminded her that if there was not enough washing, Emma and Oliver still had 2 pieces of clothing left in the room. Sophia was so frightened that she ran away after washing her clothes without even drying them. When Logan came out, she saw Anna working alone in the yard. Why are you drying your clothes, Sophia? Anna said, Let's go. You said this person has washed half of the meal, but you have finished it. Why don't you leave without eating half of the meal? Logan, do you still have any money on you? Logan raised his head and looked at her deeply and asked, Mom wants to take away all your money again. Anna said, You still don't know what your mother is like. She is more powerful than the Japanese who entered the village and left nothing behind. After hearing this, Logan stood up and took out a handful of money from his jacket pocket. After thinking about it, he took out a $10 note and handed it to her. Anna looked at the money left in his hand and saw that there was about 15 yuan left. Because Anna is soft-tempered, Logan is in charge of the family's money. Whenever she runs out of money, she will ask Logan for it, but only once or twice a month. After all, Logan's salary is limited. After collecting the money, Anna said to Logan, There is no food at home. You can go to the team to eat tomorrow. Logan, okay. After talking to Logan, Anna went back to the room, sat at the desk, looked at herself in the mirror, and couldn't help but fell into deep thought. She was only 27 years old this year, but she lived as if she were 40. With dry hair, sallow complexion, and particularly large eye bags, and his eyes were sunken deeply into their sockets, just like those of Africans who were fleeing. The clothes on her body were not bright. They were dusty and had 2 patches on them. No wonder the wives of Logan's comrades in arms looked down on her, and even she herself disliked herself. I reached out to get some snowflake frost to wipe it with, but when I opened the box, I saw that it was empty. Mrs. Lin had dug out all the things. With a sigh, he put down the box, stood up and went to the cabinet. He found 2 brightly colored clothes and put them on the bed before striding out. There is no bathroom in their place. Women always take a bath in the house. They carry water and wash it in a basin. After washing, they pour it into the yard. Logan happened to finish cleaning up when she went out. He saw the bucket in her hand and knew that she wanted to take a bath. So he asked casually, "Do you want my help?" Anna said, "No, you go out and look for the two children. Don't play too late." Logan, "Okay, I'll lock the door for you from the outside." Anna, "Yeah." An hour later, after taking a shower, Anna was sitting in the yard wiping his hair with a towel when he saw Logan walking in with a dark face and carrying two clay figurines. Anna was so shocked that he even forgot to wipe his hair. "What happened? Did you fall into a mud pit?" Logan pushed the two children forward and said angrily, "Speak for yourself." Emma turned around and glanced at Logan and replied, "I blame Dad. If he hadn't come to us with a black face, we wouldn't have been scared away, let alone fall into the mud." When his father suddenly appeared in the woods, he thought he was going to take care of them behind his mother's back. The two brothers looked at each other and started running. Unexpectedly, they panicked and fell into a pit. After hearing this, Anna glanced at Logan and saw that his calves were also stained with mud. "There is boiling water in the kitchen. Let your father bring it for you two to wash. Have a terrible headache. I will go back to the house to sleep." After that, he went straight back to the house. After hearing this, Emma and Oliver looked at me, and I looked at you, and finally asked Logan, "Dad, does Mom dislike us?" Logan frowned and replied angrily, "What do you think? Emma, why is Mom like this? In the afternoon, she treats us as little darlings who are kissing each other, but in the evening she turns against us and refuses to recognize each other." Logan listened to Emma's complaint with a sullen face and asked angrily, "Why are you kissing the little baby and listening to it over there? It's the grove behind the mountain." Emma suddenly reacted and covered his mouth mid-sentence, turned around, and was about to run away. Logan quickly grabbed the back of his shirt and said in a cool tone, "How many times have I told you that I won't let you go to the woods behind the mountain?" Emma turned his head and smiled. "I was just passing by. Logan looked at him and frowned in disgust. "Next time, I'll have to break your legs. When did your mother become like this?" Logan looked at the dark room and asked in a serious tone. Emma's expression changed and he became serious. "That's what happened when I woke up in the afternoon." "Logan, was there anything unusual before?" Emma touched his head and replied hesitantly, "No, right? We weren't at home in the afternoon." Logan looked at the two clay figures in front of him and knew the virtues of the two brothers. He replied speechlessly, "Okay, go take off your clothes and take a shower." After that, he went to the kitchen to bring them hot water. Chapter 7. Come here, and let me touch you. The two boys were not very particular, so they stripped off and washed themselves. In the yard, Anna lay on the bed and listened to the sound of the two brothers playing in the yard and fell into a deep sleep. They slept until 5 o'clock the next day. It was the reveille number on the island that woke her up. It was already bright and there was a little light in the room. Anna squinted towards the bed and saw Logan getting dressed. It was hot at night in summer, so Logan wore a pair of large navy blue pants and a white undershirt when he went to bed. His exposed skin color was bronze. Because of years of exercise, his figure was well proportioned and stylish, making him look pleasing to the eye. Logan noticed Anna's eyes, turned around, asked, "Aren't you tired of watching it every day?" In the past, Anna would have blushed because of his rare teasing, but after a lifetime, she already knew the importance of being thick-skinned. Not only did she not hide, but her eyes became even more naked. "It's not enough to watch every day, but there is no touch. Come here, let me touch." When she said this, she turned sideways, with one hand under her head and one hand stretched out towards Logan. "Logan, I'm trying to make you tougher, not shameless." "Anna, you have no shame." Logan pulled up his trousers, put on his clothes, and looked at Anna, who was still lying on the bed. He asked worriedly, "You don't have a bad temper, do you?" Anna knew that Logan was asking whether he would change back again, and he looked stunned and replied seriously, "No." After receiving the affirmative answer, Logan's anxious heart relaxed. Finally, she no longer had to worry about whether she would be bullied. "I'm going to work, you take a nap." After Logan said that, he picked up his hat and strode out of the house. As soon as he left, Anna turned over and lay on her back. While looking at the roof, she thought it was great that she didn't go back. She couldn't help but get up after lying in bed for half an hour. In her previous life, she was timid and lazy, and she didn't know how to clean up the house. Everything was dusty, and her 2 children were dressed in filthy clothes all day long. Yes, people outside often laugh at them, since she had to change her bad habits in her previous life and live a glorious life. Again, she was even more motivated to do so. She first removed all the quilts and covers in their room, and then took out all the clothes in the cabinet, washing and drying those that needed to be washed. This busy time passed quickly, and it was 9 o'clock in the blink of an eye. Anna heard the alarm clock in the house from the yard, got up, wiped his hands on the apron on his body, and walked quickly into the house. When he walked to the main room, he glanced at the alarm clock on the wall and went straight to Emma's room. The 2 children were lying on the bed naked and sleeping soundly. Anna walked up and slapped each of them. Get up, get up." "Oh, what time is it? I can't afford it." Emma and Oliver were woken up by Anna, and they all looked at her in confusion. "Anna, there's no food at home. I'm going to the supply and marketing cooperative. Can you go?" When Emma and Oliver heard this, they immediately got up from the bed and said in unison, "Go." Anna said, "Get dressed quickly." After saying that, he left the house. She wore work clothes in the morning, and she had to change clothes if she went out. When she finished packing and came out, the 2 children were already yawning and waiting for him. Anna looked at the unclean clothes of the 2 brothers and frowned. "These clothes are so dirty. I don't know how to change them." Emma looked down at his clothes and replied in confusion, "T's okay. It's not dirty, Anna. Your clothes are so bright that they almost reflect light. Aren't they dirty?" After hearing this, Emma quickly picked up the corner of his clothes and took a picture and replied doubtfully, "No, the picture hasn't been taken yet." Anna went up and slapped his butt. "Hurry up and change it for me. Don't be poor like me here." Emma frowned. "Mom, why are you getting better and better? Could it be that you are addicted to fighting?" Anna said, "Well, I'm addicted. If you dare to do anything naughty to me in the future, I'll spank your butt into 8 pieces." Emma's face fell, and he shouted without tears, "My mother, you are more powerful than that tigress, Elijah." Anna knew that he was pretending, so she ignored him and turned to look at Oliver. Oliver's little face that was watching the excitement froze, and he immediately covered his buttocks and ran towards the bedroom while shouting, "Go ahead and change it now, don't spank me." Anna frowned and urged impatiently, "You 2 hurry up." After a while, the 2 brothers changed into cleaner clothes and came out. Anna was satisfied after seeing them. He waited for them to brush their teeth and wash their faces before taking them out. Not far after they went out, they saw a woman walking towards them with a smile on her hands and a basket. When she got closer, she saw clearly that she was Abigail, James' wife. "Brothers and sisters, what are you doing here?" Anna said, "Sister-in-law, let's go to the supply and marketing cooperative." "What are you doing?" James' wife said, "What a coincidence. I'm going to your house right now." While the 2 were talking, Oliver suddenly broke away from her hand and ran to the side with Emma. Anna took a look and shouted loudly, "You 2 just play. Here, don't run too far." During this period, James' wife had been looking at her curiously, and she was a little unbelievable when she saw that she was really different from before. "You?" Anna turned around and smiled at her. "Sister-in-law, I was always like this, but after marrying Logan, I became more worried." James' wife understood immediately. She was not thinking like Anna. She felt that her man was an official in the team, and when things happened, he would first think about the impact on him, and she suffered a lot for this. "Oh, I wish you could figure it out." Anna said, "This time I finally figured it out. In the worst case, we will let Logan change jobs with us and go home to farm. I won't starve to death anyway." Seeing that there was still a hint of complaint in Anna's tone, James' Wife hurriedly advised, No, Logan has done a good job in the team, and it won't be his turn to change his job. Anna didn't want to say more on this matter, so she asked instead, Sister-in-law, you said you wanted to go to my house. What's the matter? Only then did James' wife remember and said, Look, you were so busy talking that you almost forgot about the real thing. Old Abigail said that your family didn't grow vegetables in the yard this year, so he asked me to send some over. He opened the basket. I saw a basket full of vegetables inside, including cucumbers, tomatoes, and eggplants. Anna said, Sister-in-law, this is so embarrassing. What's the matter? Lau Abigail and your Logan are brothers who have been together through life and death. They have become a family for a long time. Don't be polite to me in the future. If you need anything, just come and tell me, James' wife said as she handed over the basket. Chapter 8. Dog Eyes Look Down on People. Anna looked at the basket of vegetables, gritted his teeth, took them and replied, Sister-in-law, since you said so, I won't be polite to you. James' wife said, Hey, you should have stopped being polite to me. Aren't you going to the supply and marketing cooperative? Go quickly. The basket will be waiting for you when you come back. Just ask Charcot to deliver it to me. Anna said, Okay, thank you, sister-in-law. James' wife said, Why are you two so polite? Go quickly. Anna nodded, called Emma and Oliver, and pulled them away. James' wife had been so enthusiastic towards her in her previous life. That was when she first married Logan, because Logan and James had been together on the front line. Later, they went to military school together and were transferred to different posts. Their relationship was almost like that of Real brothers. At that time, James' wife also wanted to have a good relationship with Anna, who knew that Anna was a character who couldn't be beaten with 3 sticks. Gradually, James' wife was no longer willing to talk to her. Unexpectedly, her change of personality actually made Abigail, James' wife, become enthusiastic towards her again. She smiled lightly, shook her head, and hurriedly took the 2 children to the supply and marketing cooperative. After walking for a while, Oliver grabbed her collar and shouted, Mother, I'm hungry. Anna looked at Oliver, who was holding her and howling, and said helplessly, Be patient. After shopping, we will eat when we get back. Oliver said, Mom, I want to eat now. Emma, Aunt Abigail didn't give you a basket of vegetables. Anna watched the 2 brothers take a deep breath helplessly, opened the basket and took out 2 tomatoes. First, give them a cushion. At this time, the vegetables at home are not treated with pesticides, so you can eat them just by picking them. When the 2 children saw the tomatoes, they immediately cheered happily. It's great, we have tomatoes to eat. Anna looked at the 2 satisfied children and said with a gentle face, If you like to eat, we can plant some in the yard when we get back. After hearing this, Emma asked in confusion, Mom, don't you think it's troublesome and don't want to plant it? Anna said, So what if it's troublesome? If we don't plant it, we won't have anything to eat. Don't you all want to eat it? Emma, we want to eat. Anna said, If you want to eat it, we can grow it ourselves, but Mom can't do it alone. So I'll need your help. Is that okay? Emma and Oliver had already been coveting vegetables from other people's yards. When they heard what Anna said, they immediately responded, What's wrong with this? Anna, I knew you two were the most powerful. The 3 mothers walked as they talked, and soon they arrived at the supply and marketing cooperative. Anna took a look and took the 2 children to the cloth seller. The 2 children are still wearing black coarse cloth with double-breasted short sleeves, and there are layers of patches on them. Anna couldn't stand it when he came back yesterday. Emma watched her mother go straight to the cloth seller, took her arm and asked, in surprise, Mom, what are you going to do? Anna said, I will pull the cloth for you 2 and make clothes for each of you. Emma, do you have a ticket? In Emma's impression, all the tickets at home were looted by Mrs. Lin. Anna knew what Emma was worried about, so he put a lot of tickets from his bag and replied, Yes, I didn't spend all the tickets from these years, I kept them all. Although she was a coward in her previous life, she also had her own pettiness. Every time Mrs. Lin came, she would hide something, but she hid it and never dared to spend it. Emma's eyes suddenly lit up. Mom, do you still have this hand? Anna, there are many things you don't know. Come on, hurry up and pull some cloth to make clothes for you too. 5. I'm annoyed. By your clothes. Emma looked down at his clothes and muttered, Isn't this good? I've worn it for so many years, why would I dislike it? Anna, not to mention that this kid was still cute when he was a kid, but when he grows up and has his own opinions, he will have to back you up 10 times for every word you say. You should learn from your brother and talk less. Emma sneered and said, What do you think he is doing? Only then did Anna come back to her senses, turned to look at Oliver, and saw Oliver standing in front of the stall selling cakes, staring straight at him. Anna quickly walked up, pulled Oliver off and said, Don't look at it go by. Clothes first. Oliver turned his head and looked at Anna pitifully and said, Mom, I'm hungry. Anna, didn't you just eat it? Oliver, I'm hungry again. Just then, the woman selling pastries snorted and shouted impatiently, If you have money, buy it. If you don't have money, get out of the way. Don't delay other people's business. Anna looked up and saw a plump woman with a big mole at the corner of her mouth eating melon seeds and rolling her eyes at them. In this era, those who work in supply and marketing cooperatives are all connected households, so naturally they have their eyes set higher than the top. Being so disliked, Anna's face naturally darkened. He stood up and looked at the counter, where he saw several simple pastries, such as peach cakes, sugar, triangles, moonbud pastries, and flour pastries. The island is remote, and there are only some simple foods in the supply and marketing cooperative. Mason and Oliver's expression also turned serious. Emma simply tugged on Anna's clothes and said, Mom, let's go. Hearing Emma's words, the disgust on the saleswoman's face deepened. TSK, why don't you watch it if you can't afford it? When Emma heard this, he clenched his fists unconsciously. Anna looked at the saleswoman, whose eye sockets were almost reaching the top of her head, and replied angrily, Did you not open your eyes? Or are you blind? How do you know I can't afford it? What's so great about just a shabby salesman? If you are really capable, what are you buying here? You can just go to the office. The saleswoman was stunned by Anna's scolding. After looking up and down, Anna turned around and said sarcastically, Just you? What can you afford? See a lot of people like you here. Anna chuckled. Then tell me, what kind of person am I? After hearing this, the saleswoman subconsciously replied, A poor guy like you. As soon as he finished speaking, Anna shouted at the top of his lungs, Everyone, come and take a look. The sales clerk looks down on the poor peasants. Originally, some people were attracted by the quarrel between the two, but when Anna shouted, even more people watching. In this era, being a poor farmer was a very honorable thing. When the salesperson heard this, he immediately panicked and said, You don't talk nonsense. Anna, I'm talking nonsense. Don't you see a poor guy like me every day? I can't afford it just by looking at it. I see that everyone is just like me, and almost all the people on this island are poor farmers. Isn't your supply and marketing cooperative built to serve us? We poor peasants have no money, but we have no money, and we don't owe you anything. Who do you look down on every day? Anna's words immediately aroused resonance. They we real look down upon by these salesmen. Someone immediately shouted loudly, That's right. Except for the group of soldiers on this island, we poor farmers are the only ones. Who do you look down on every day?